Hey everybody, it's Tripl-L and now let's talk My Hero Academia Season 3 Episode 2. Or I believe Episode 40 overall of My Hero Academia. Hey guys, so for this video what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the episode, but I'm going to give something a little bit extra here. I want you guys to enjoy some other aspect of it, and for the anime only viewers, what I can do for you guys is pretty much tell you, hey, these are the differences between the episode and the original material. There's some pretty cool points that can be appreciated when we start looking at the differences between adaptations, I believe. So I'm going to point out to you guys some differences that are going on, and I need to just keep in mind that when we're looking at differences between adaptations, it's really going to be nitpicking details. It's just going to be small little details that are different. The purpose of this is just to acknowledge it, appreciate it, and I guess I'll give my own personal opinion on whether or not I think the difference works and what that difference kind of does for the episode and what it does for the viewing experience. Overall, it's just my opinion on a few things that change, and then we'll just talk about the episode at the end. So let's get into it. So, My Hero Academia Season 3 Episode 2 adapts 2 chapters from the manga, Chapter 70 and Chapter 71. It's actually pretty cool how close some panels are to what actually happens on screen. The best changes for the episode, here we go. So first off, in this episode, Izuku saves Mineta from one of the earth beasts. That doesn't exactly happen in the manga. Izuku doesn't go and flat out save Mineta and pull him away while Mineta's wetting his pants. Instead, in the manga, it's just a pure assault right from the get-go. I do like this little touch though, because it's a bit more interactive than what we just got in the manga. Another great addition that we got early on in the episode was the Uraraka and Izuku romance reminder. This does not occur in the manga. For here though, we can see what's happening. They just started up the season. They need to remind viewers, hey, this is a thing. These two care about each other, or these two have some kind of romantic interest in each other. Here's what we got, and it's just funny that they're reusing the gag of she gets too close to Izuku's face. That was just interesting that they're rehashing that pretty much, and also just throwing in the little reminder of what Aoyama told Uraraka last season. So this one I think is a change that came just as streamlining the experience. Another great addition that we got, and this is by far the top 3 of the additions. We got the sequence of all the kids fighting together against the Earth Beast. This did not happen in the manga. In the manga, what originally happened was that after Izuku, Bakugo, Todoroki, and Ida attacked the beast, they kind of just skipped forward to where the kids just showed up at the camp damaged and hurt. What they ultimately did here in this sequence is that they showed us the kids actually doing stuff, and this is so welcome. The standout people that I really want to say here are definitely Sato when he goes and punches the beast. He has incredible form. I mean, look at that, amazing. We had Kirishima doing a JoJo reference right here. And then we had also Suyu and Uraraka working together. This is pretty critical because it establishes that they're capable of working together, and it shows what exactly their moves could be. So anime only viewers, I would let you know, given in this context, you could take this as very subtle confirmation to future potential pair-ups when it comes to heroes working together. Anyway, getting to see the underused characters doing stuff like Mina, Sero, and being competent, totally enjoyable. This is one of the top 3. The final 2 big changes that we got were the inclusion of the villain scenes. The villain scene at the beginning is potentially very critical, and I made a video about that in regards to traitor theories. It's potentially a very critical thing, and also in that sequence we got, I think, introduced to a new concept or a subtle group in the world of villains, that being the union that Girin is talking about. Now we know Girin is connected to illegal support departments, or illegal people who can make or illegal brokers of support gear. So when he's saying the union, I honestly believe the union might be just this black market network of people. But it's very interesting. This idea of the union never appeared in the manga at this point in time. So that we're getting this detail in the anime. You know, this anime original material that might have impact on the future of My Hero Academia, I do very much enjoy it. I think this is pretty freaking awesome. On a lower note, we had the action squad showing up at the end with Toga, Dabi, and the rest of the guys just talking about the stuff that Shigaraki got for them. Very interesting stuff. We never got that in the manga at all. This is an entirely new scene. Pretty cool. Unfortunately, this scene isn't as heavy as the first bit with Shigaraki, Girin, and Kurogiri. It's not as heavy, but it does, again, streamline the content of the season a little bit better. One big thing that we should talk about in terms of viewing experience, however, is that for the manga readers, we didn't know about the villains until very late in the game. The anime only viewers, what you're getting effectively is that the villains are already a given. You know that the villains are going to show up. You know that the villains are plotting it behind the scenes. You're not going to have the same level of surprise that the manga readers had. The surprise of villains all of a sudden showing up, you won't be able to identify with the students because you're going to be able to see it coming from a mile away. Was this a good move? It's a different feel. And honestly, given that they were having to promote the new villain designs, given that the opening kind of gives away a lot of the plot twist here, this was probably the best move they could do. If they've already spoiled what's going to be happening, or if they've already spoiled the idea that villains are going to be crashing this party, you might as well just put it out in the open and just enjoy more time with the villains, because the villains are a cool group in general. So more screen time for them, in the same way that more screen time for Class 1A works, it's going to be great. So those are the best changes from manga to anime. Anyway, let's talk about the changes that I'm not really feeling, with I think the one that's the most neutral, because this really depends on what you're feeling. The initial assault that the 4 boys had on the Earth Beast, that being Todoroki, Bakugo, Izuku, and Ida. In the manga, it looks way cooler because the manga made it all simultaneous. In the anime, you get a more sequenced kind of approach, with each one of them going after the beast one at a time. You know, different strokes for different folks, but I like the look in the manga a little bit more. This one just made it more understandable, and I just made the scene work a little bit better. Unfortunately, given that we can see like how close the manga panels are to some of the scenes, it's unfortunate that we didn't get some kind of like even a still shot of this one page, because this page is pretty freaking cool. But that one, you know, up to you guys. What do you guys think about that difference? Next big change, and this is coming from chapter 70. There is no Shinso in this episode. Chapter 70 spent a little bit of time premising what the kids were going to be doing, and during that premising we also had a very quick look at what Shinso was doing with another person. So very interesting that they've omitted this scene. I do wonder if they're going to kind of put it back in some other time in the season. But as a Shinso fan, I was kind of sad because the kid's already kind of competing for screen time. Like, he's even below the level of a minor character, so any little moment that you can see for him feels good. And one of the things that could be potentially unfortunate with this is that if they don't show this scene, it doesn't feel as sweet when they continue building up on Shinso a little bit, because Shinso's the character that gets a few panels every 20 chapters, and not even panels of him talking, but maybe like a panel of him just walking somewhere. Actually, every 20 chapters, every 40 chapters, I feel it'll happen. Anyway, very strange that they omitted that, but there's a few more things happening with that beginning of the episode that they've really just they readjusted the beginning of the episode quite a bit. And that takes us to the next thing. There was initially a bit of talk from Aizawa to the Class 1A students, telling them that, hey, we're canceling one of our regular stays, we're going somewhere else. Instead, we had that repurposed in the previous episode with Aizawa talking to Vlad, I believe, about the camp location changing. I think it was the previous episode where that happened. Anyway, there is a bit of a sequence change. Just funny that we're missing that premise. And finally, the biggest thing, the biggest difference that we cannot just let go: Bakugo is not strutting his stuff in this scene. Look at the manga, look at the scene. Who's missing? It's freaking Bakugo. Anyway, no, sorry guys. That is a very minor difference, but I had to put it in there for one of the guys on Discord. Leo, I agree with you, man. I think they should have just gone with it. This is such a character establishing moment. Come on. Anyway, those are the big differences in the manga to the anime. What did you guys think? Did you guys find any other differences? Let me know down below. And now to go into quick thoughts on the episode. So guys, I'm a manga reader and I already do manga videos, and a lot of times I make a lot of points in the manga videos. I can't repeat them here because I think it's just redundant. But there are some cool little details that I've really enjoyed in this episode, such as the Mineta embodiment of lust line, and just Mineta being stupid. I think Mineta's hilarious. I find it funny how hard he fails, and just his facial expressions are also, the facial expressions isolated are amazing. the author has a lot of fun drawing Mineta, and it's like, yeah man, this is hilarious. I love the faces that you can make this little kid do, and his sequences with him wetting his pants and all that. Mineta is the comedic relief, and he pulls it off relatively well when you like bring in the artistry that comes into his faces. I really enjoy it. Another sequence in the episode I thought was really funny. You know the sequence where Pixie Bob is talking about how the 4 guys are so experienced, or like their experience lets them go in without hesitation? I found it very funny that no one talked about Koda, because Koda, or you know, Anima for his actual hero name, he was actually technically the first person to jump into action there. Mind you, he failed because he thought it was an animal, but still, I think, you know, we should give him some praise. He jumped in the fastest and tried to deal with the situation, yet he doesn't get praise. This just kind of, I think, goes further into saying that, you know, heroes that can't be direct and flashy most likely aren't gonna get the same amount of accolades as heroes that are going to be flashy. So I think it's a little bit unfortunate for Anima, just because he has a cool quirk, but it's hard to take note of it. And again, like, there's also the note, he kind of failed because the beast wasn't actually an animal, but it doesn't take away from the fact that he was the one that jumped in first. It's just, again, heroes that are more supportish like this, they just aren't going to get to be in the limelight. That's unfortunately what I see when I see that sequence of events. Other great moments in the episode included the kids running back into the bus, and like I said from very early on, all the kids fighting together. They also fixed the Momo issue that was in the original teaser trailers, so that's pretty good. But otherwise, guys, I'm not going to talk too much about the episode. We all saw it. It's great. The kids are going to be working on their quirks next week. Pretty excited for it. Guys, let me know down below what you're excited about for the next episode. I might make a very small preview video for the next episode, so the cool comments, I will put it in that video. If you want to get those shoutouts, or if you want to get any kind of word in, I will put your comments in for that video if I end up doing it. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to be working on this format a little bit. If you guys want more in-depth talk about the episodes, let me know down below. I'm still trying to work this out, and yeah, till next time, I hope you have a great day.